So I know I'm like 2 weeks late for this, but I created a New Year's ball drop that you can customize on your stream. It runs off a clock, it happens without you needing to trigger it manually, and it looks really cool. But I procrastinated on the project and didn't get it done before New Year's. Anyways, it looks like this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Heck yeah! Woohoo! So, yeah, this would be that. Oops. Here's how to install it. So we want to go to the website that I'll have linked down below. We're going to go to the SAMMI New Year's Ball Drop and click on this link, and it'll automatically download the ball drop deck zip. We're going to wait for it to be done downloading, and once it's done, we're going to click on the drop down and click show in folder. It'll open up where it's at. Open it up, unzip it so we can take out the file. Once we have the file, open it up, and we're going to go to the README and follow the instructions. To make things easier, to show you guys here, I'm just going to make these windows visible at all times. Suggest you guys do the same. So we open this text document here, and we're going to copy everything that's inside of it and paste this as the new deck in SAMMI. So this plus sign, paste new deck, and it automatically makes it. Here's all the buttons you need. It says open the deck, open the setup button, or open the read instructions button, read new button, it's for instructions. And then that's going to tell you what to do the rest. Now is when we open the setup button, and then we check after we run the setup button that the stuff is over in OBS. So I'm going to open OBS up and drag over the SAMMI deck so you guys can see that as well. Alright, so we're going to go over to the setup button and run it so we can check if the scene is created. So this is all the sources and scenes and stuff that's going to be created, plus the sizes. So you don't have to worry about the sizes. You just run this button down here. And button executed. Now the scene has been created with all of the sources. And if you ever have problems with this, like sources don't get created or it like crashes, just try to run it again. Make sure you delete the scene and try to run it a second time. But now, open the folder to contain this deck. You don't really need to do this step. You don't have to open the folder, but this is kind of just like showing you where it's at and what the names are, and then so you can compare it to the right side where the sources are. So we're going to change the properties of these sources to then be able to contain these files. But I matched the names up to the files, so it's easy to do. So this is confetti, so we're just going to go and locate that media folder. And confetti, it's right there, perfectly named. And close file when inactive, we definitely need to activate that. But that should be pretty much it. Next one, it's going to be named the exact same thing, so 10-second countdown, we're going to add that as well. And we're going to continue to do this for the rest of the files. Super duper easy, a little bit tedious, but very, very easy. Now all those things have been also sized to the correct size. You can resize them yourself, but you'll have to press the ball drop button to test it. Let's go ahead and do the rest of the setups just so you can kind of understand everything and make sure it's correct, and then you can kind of fiddle with the settings afterwards. Yeah, we need to apply a chroma key to the confetti video. So this will be confetti that rains down, and we're going to apply a chroma key because it has a green screen background. So once we do this, it'll be transparent, and it'll be like we're in a room full of confetti. Awesome, works perfect. So this stuff, yeah, the clock button doesn't have to be ran right away, but it is best to just kind of get it over with. And then if you don't want the clock to always be showing, you can just go and hide it in the ball drop scene. It will appear again after the ball drops, but then you can just hide it again. Let's go check this out. Go over here, add the scene to nest it like the instructions say. And now we're going to make all these visible so that way you can show or see that it's nested correctly. Boom. Now whatever happens in that scene will be visible in this scene. And you can go ahead and nest it in multiple scenes too, so that way no matter what happens, what you're doing, when it hits New Year's, the ball will drop on whatever scene. And yeah, you can resize it too. So it should work by resizing the nested scene. It shouldn't mess up with any of the settings. It should just work. So I do advise, if you want to change the size of it and its location, to change the nested scene and its location. If you want to copy those exact things over to other nested scenes too, you can copy the transformation and it'll change the other nested scenes to be the exact same location and size. Alright, and here's how we can test it. Just test to see if it's all running. Just come down here and run the button, and we should get a ball drop with the countdown. And once it hits the bottom, it should start dropping confetti. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And yeah, this has been set up. There's another file inside that you can look at, and that is just how to run the clock on its own. Also, later on in time, I'm going to have some other things that the clock will be able to trigger that's not just New Year's ball drop. I have an idea in the works already for a cuckoo clock. So every hour on the hour, it chimes and it says some funny stuff and it reminds me to stretch and hydrate and things like that. So we'll be doing that. But as you can see, some of the stuff is over here and it is visible. And after a certain amount of time, the visibility will actually go away because that's what it's set up to do. And this clock reappears because initially it disappears. But if you don't want the clock to show up in the scenes like you can see here, you just go back to the ball drop or hide the ball drop scene, but you can just hide it in the ball drop itself, so no matter where the ball drop scene is nested, you won't be able to see it. And oh yeah, ignore this clock down here. This is my just normal clock that I have for stream, and that's, yes, you can see this is a completely different thing. Yeah, so ignore that. But anyways, yeah, that's how to install the ball drop.